ready, because you about to be an ATLien.
Y'all know there's always a story time to everything, or most of the things, because I'm always there, honey. I just always be there. I'm not supposed to be there, but I'm there. So this Chris Stokes and Raz-B situation, can we touch on this for a minute? Why is it that every few years Raz-B comes out of wherever he been hid? Because Chris Stokes sent him to China for a while. He comes back and he tells everybody the same story again. Now, I honestly believe every single thing that Raz-B has said, because over the years, I personally have been a victim of Chris Stokes and his animosity and him trying to erase things from the internet. I wrote about Raz-B several times over on Straight from the A, and it's still on Straight from the A right now to this day. There have been lies spread about me, even on the internet. People say that I owe Chris Stokes $1 million because he won a lawsuit against me. That is a lie. I don't owe nobody $1 million. Well, maybe the IRS or somebody, but other than that, I don't owe nobody. I don't owe nobody $1 million. So Chris Stokes sought to erase everything that Raz-B said from the internet, and instead of suing Raz-B, he chose to sue me. He didn't sue TMZ. He didn't sue BET. He didn't sue anybody else. He didn't sue Gossip. He didn't sue anybody else but me. And I say he only chose to file suit against me because at the time, I'm a strong Black woman with her own company. And, I heard that Chris Stokes don't really like women. That's what I heard. He don't like women. That ain't, whatever the case may be, no shade to the gays, but Chris Stokes he don't like women. So, anyway, at first he enlisted Marques Houston to hit me up. Marques Houston hit me up several times. Then he got all of his boys to call me. And at the time, I had my football player friends talk to him. Shout out to Jamal Anderson. Jamal Anderson had my back. Jamal talked to Marques Houston for me and told him to leave me the hell alone. It was just so much drama going on. So long story short, Chris Stokes filed a lawsuit against me for defamation in California. I have never lived in California. I visit there quite often, but I have never lived there. And he ended up pushing it through for some reason. I think he had a family member who was a judge or something. And he had got $1 million judgment against me. However, there's a caveat. I had to hire an attorney. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, honey. I got the receipts to prove it. I hired an attorney in California who overturned the judgment, and the judge, ordered that Chris Stokes in his lawsuit did not have jurisdiction over me or my company in the state of California. Chris Stokes was arguing that since people could read my website in California, that California should have jurisdiction. However, the judge said that's just like saying, somebody can read the web in Timbuktu, so I'm going to sue her in Timbuktu. Now she got to spend her money to go to Timbuktu to fight it. That's not how the law works. So anyway, that was thrown out. Chris Stokes then comes to Georgia to file another lawsuit, same lawsuit, claiming I defamed him by reporting on Raz-B. Did not sue Raz-B, sued me. So same thing happened with that case. They threw it out. It's just so why is exactly? I want to know that as well. Why is he not in jail? There has been so many instances of this man still, putting ads out to get young children to, for new boy bands. There have been so many instances of him still being in Hollywood, hiring young guys. I don't understand what the situation is. However, I don't have a dog in the fight. However, it became personal to me when Chris Stokes kind of targeted me to continue all these lawsuits in order to drain me of all my money. Yeah. So, when I talk about it, it just irks me. It just really irks me. Like I could pull up videos right now from my website, which I will. Hold on. Chris Stokes, Straight from the A. And this was one of them. And I will briefly read this because this was when I was deep into the situation with Chris Stokes. And this particular post, as you can see, freedom of speech ain't free. What Chris Stokes doesn't want you to know. It was written May 9th, 2013. And these are all of the things that Chris Stokes was trying to remove from my site. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. And y'all, just bear with me because I do want to get this story out because I feel like this is important to the whole Raz-B situation. Okay, I started Straight from the A in 2007, which most of y'all know, as a way to creatively share my thoughts on several topics in urban pop culture. And since that time, I have had my share of controversy surrounding a few of my opinionated posts. Now, hold on. Let me do this. Hold on. I want to put this over here so I can read it because I can't see. It's too little. Hold on. Okay. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. You said, Jonathan sent me $20 for men who attack women and who are insecure and weak. That sounds about like Chris Stokes. But anyway, okay, so a few of my posts, there was, the Tamika Raymond saga. Now we're cool, we're friends. But during her and Usher's divorce, there was a little situation going on where I had to go to court. But we'll talk about that another day. I had beef with Nene Leakes over Twitter because I called out she and Greg's fake divorce. So for all y'all who think that I be standing for Nene just off the rip, no, I have called her out as well. I called her divorce fake and she read me on the Twitters. I talked about Kim Zolciak and she insulted me as well. And, Sheree Whitfield also took me to court. I've been in court with damn near everybody and I have not lost yet. Shout out to my attorney, Michael Miller. Now, as far as during one of my soapbox moments, I uttered the phrase freedom of speech ain't free. And I personally started to believe that because, being free to say what you want to say comes at a cost. Like if I didn't have the money to pay these attorneys, I'd probably, be broke, bankrupt, or whatever the case may be. However, because I had the money to fight, I can say what I want to say. And I personally, because, again, it is my opinion, I stand behind my opinion. As my audience grows, I said at the time, this was 2013, as my audience grows, my right to my opinion diminishes. And now it's becoming more evident every day that when I write things that people don't like, they will do the most to shut me up. There's a vast array of posts on the sites, and I had collected at that time 6 years worth of opinionated thoughts on issues that sometimes were only of interest to me. And I tell y'all all the time, when I come on here and talk about something I'm passionate about, it's because I am passionate about it. And, it's interesting to me. That being said, there were several posts written on my site regarding the whole Raz-B Chris Stokes drama that Stokes apparently didn't want any of you to read again. And he's been threatening me for years in an attempt to intimidate me to remove them. Here's the thing. I don't know Chris Stokes, never met him. And the same can be said about Raz-B, Marques Houston, iamATLien, and the entire B2K IMX clique. However, I did meet Raz-B last year, but there's that. I began blogging about the whole Raz-B situation way back in 2007, and it was around that time that Chris Stokes began spamming my inbox with various legal notices, often creating elaborate letters stating that I was posting false stories about him. Now, it was pictures of the little boys in underwears and stuff, child. I could keep going and going and going. Now, this story is long, Lord. I didn't realize it was this long. Okay. Now, skip to 2009. Chris Stokes was apparently feeling some kind of way about my refusal to delete content from my site and decided to come for me on Twitter after I retweeted the following. Somebody said, LMAO, Chris Stokes coming for me. I like men, you like boys. Mine is legal, yours gets you locked up. And then I said, ha, get him, girl. And then Stokes deleted his tweet, and I didn't do a post at the time, but thankfully another blog picked up the story about our beef, documenting Stokes' antics. And then he started trying to read me about my weight or whatever. And he said, wait. Well, just as I was about to log off of Twitter, I saw B. Scott mentions Chris Stokes verbally abusing a woman over Twitter. How old are you again, Chris Stokes? It's bad enough he's even talking about anyone with recent scandals he's been in and out of. So, they had all of that. They had all of the what he said. He was like, looks like all your fat ass likes is food. Get off my nuts and go find something to do. I like God, you like Satan. I like pussy, you like food. These are the things that he was typing like he was a 12-year-old boy. So when he said, I like pussy, you like food, I said, I like food and you like dick. So what else you got? So fast forward to 2012, I began receiving emails from a company called B&B Legal, right? B&B was an acronym for Bryant and Barrett Pictures. Those are the producers of Stokes' most recent box office flop, Battlefield America, back at the time. The emails I received all originated from BryanandBarrett.com. And so when we investigated it, it was just a website that he had created himself to send these emails out. So anyway, apparently Chris Stokes doesn't want you to read any of the following posts I've written over the years. Raz-B, B2K's Raz-B pulls Ray J into molestation drama. B2K's Raz-B wants to confront Chris Stokes on Oprah. Raz-B speaks out against Bishop Eddie Long. Raz-B outs Bow Wow. Chris Brown and Ray J respond. iamATLien speaks up about Chris Stokes. B. Scott's response to Chris Stokes: I know a gay when I see a gay. But B. Scott actually was paid to pull down his video, and he did. Tyler Perry's Oprah interview inspires Raz-B to speak up. Marques Houston seeks restraining order against Raz-B. Raz-B's brother says apology tape is not real. Watch your mouth around Raz-B. Raz-B says video was a lie. Homie, lovers, and friends. Raz-B spotted out with Chris Stokes. So all of those, all of these posts that are listed in here, and this particular post is still on my site. You can look it up. It's called Freedom of Speech is Not Free. All of the posts are still on the site and are available to watch. The videos are still there of Raz-B talking about all the things that he talked about. Now, I also received threatening legal notices from 2013. So this happened 2007 through 2013. Like when I tell you, it was so much. And here is when Marques Houston hit me up telling me to follow him because he wanted to DM me something. So when I say that I have stories on top of stories, and this has been going on, and I halfway be wanting to talk about Raz-B, this is exactly why. And that is why I wrote this post, so that I can document every single thing that happened through those years. And it's all right there, and it's never going anywhere. And like, if you want to go, I'll put the link down below and you can read it. Like I said, I link every single thing, so you can see copies of the legal notices. You can see copies of the tweets. You can see copies of like everything, the posts and everything. So the DMs, it was just a lot. So this is what they sent me before the lawsuit is: Chris Stokes feels his name is being falsified on your website. Chris has sued several internet sites and won, including YouTube. I asked you to remove the false content regarding his name already and have reached out to you via email. If you don't hit me back, I will be forced to suggest Chris to file the lawsuit against you with his attorneys by Friday, May 10th, 2013. Please talk with Michelle and get these links removed. Thanks. This is what they sent, whoever Richard was, sent to my email. And there's that. So I just wanted to document everything. So when I talk about Chris Stokes, Quentin Tarver, exactly. Quentin Tarver has told his story many times. He's actually included in my response to the lawsuit, because Quentin Tarver was in my DMs, honey, telling me everything. He even wanted to come on the show, but some things I just don't want to make a salacious news item. Like, I could talk to all of them if I wanted to. I actually even spoke with Raz-B when we were at the music fest. And, you know, he wanted an honorarium. He wanted payment to come on my site. If I was real thirsty, I could have threw Raz-B a little $250, $500 for him to come on and talk. But it wasn't really that important, because at the end of the day, I got it all already. I've done it all already. I have talked about it all already. And I have documented it all on the internet already. So if you type in the Google's Chris Stokes and straight from the A, you will see it. You will also see an inaccurate post from rollingout.com that says Michelle Brown owes Chris Stokes $1 million, and it is totally and completely false, and my attorney has contacted them and they did not take it down. So it was like either sue them or leave it up and know the truth. And I was like, well, I got the document, so it's not that big of a deal to me. So there's that. You said it's trauma. Right. It is definitely surviving, Chris Stokes. And I definitely survived. Like, this has been going on since 2007. And I'm like, I didn't touch the little boy. You did. Why are you bothering me? Only thing I did was write about it. Why are you suing me, this small black business, instead of you didn't sue TMZ? TMZ was one of the first people to report it. You didn't sue WorldStar because you knew at the time Q, who was still alive, would probably, come after you. You didn't sue Media Takeout or any other of the other people talking about it. So, there's that. But at the time, C. Patterson, I was in defense mode. I spent, when I tell you, at least $30,000 on attorneys. It was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. Okay. So, at least I was making money, and there's that. But Raz-B, again, whatever he's saying, I believe every single word he's saying. His story has never changed. The only reason that I fully believe him at this point is because I know how much, work that Chris Stokes put in to try to create this narrative that none of this ever existed. I know how much what Chris Stokes did to try to erase so many things from the Googles and the YouTubes and everywhere else. He was paying people to take things down off of their YouTube page. So I digress. I am so done. Exactly. Thank you so much, Miguel. But I wanted to, just share that with y'all. Just share that with y'all, and I will definitely, put that up. And for those of you, who feel like Raz-B has issues and all that, he certainly does have issues. He certainly does have issues, but I believe he has issues because he has been through a lot. He has, and he's not the only victim of this person. I consider myself a victim at this point. Hell, but moving on. As far as, I know a lot of y'all want to talk about the Housewives of Atlanta. I know a lot of y'all want to talk about anything other than Raz-B and this Chris Stokes drama. I know a lot of y'all want to talk about a lot of things. And so since I am done talking, I can talk to you. OMG.